This story starts in the Dragon World. All the Saiyans gather on planet Vegeta under direct orders of Frieza. A low-class Saiyan known as Bardock discovers Frieza is planning to wipe out their entire race, so he decides to send his son Kakarot to the planet known as Earth in order to save him. With extreme reluctance, Bardock's wife Guinea agrees to this decision, and the two watch as their son enters the atmosphere in a space pod. Bardock then takes one final stand against Frieza, and he dies, along with the rest of his planet. Kakarot's space pod is drifting through space, heading towards Earth, when suddenly, the pod is hit by an asteroid and knocked off course. Now, instead of heading to Earth, the space pod is heading straight towards a black hole. The pod then being sucked in and appearing in a different universe entirely, this being the universe of My Hero Academia. On Earth, a couple is packing up their camping equipment as they are about to head home. However, before they do, they see a shooting star in the sky. The man tells his wife to make a wish, the woman about to do so, however the couple both then realise that it isn't a shooting star. The couple then run back as what seems to be a meteor crashes in front of them, the couple being pushed back onto the ground. The pair then stand up, walking over to the newly formed crater, and they see what looks to be like a spaceship. The ship then opening, and a baby crawling out. This is Kakarot, and the impact of the landing not only made him hit his head and lose his memory, but his tail also slammed into a sharp corner in the ship, and was cut off. The man and woman walk over to the child, picking him up, and they decide to raise the child as their own, naming him Goku, and they then take him home. Goku is raised and has a normal life, and without his tail, he won't transform into an Ozaru and kill his new family. Also, since his parents realise their adopted son may not exactly come from this world, they never take him to the Quirk doctor. The child was stronger than the average human anyway, so they just tell their son that he is a strength quirk. Goku is raised to be both a smart and strong child. Goku getting amazing test scores in school, and Goku also taking part in multiple martial arts clubs. Karate, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, and some others as well. Meaning every day after school, he is in one of those clubs, and his teachers are amazed at how fast Goku progresses, calling him a prodigy, as he can seemingly imitate most of their moves with complete precision after only a short period of time. So this means Goku is not only a skilled fighter, but he also grows stronger from this, meaning his so-called strength quirk gets stronger. But really, that's just his normal strength. Goku applies to UA High School, being able to pass the written exam with flying colours, but now comes the physical exam. Goku begins to stretch, wearing his favourite orange gi which he wears while practicing his martial arts. Almost everyone looks at Goku confused, however one person who doesn't is a green-haired boy who walks up to Goku and wishes him good luck. Goku has no clue who this green-haired person is, however he returns the gesture, wishing him luck as well, and as he does, the exam begins, everyone trying to run through the tight door while Goku simply jumps over them. Goku racks up 60 robot points. Goku then looking for more robots to destroy, but then he turns around and he sees a 0-point robot emerge. Goku then seeing all the contestants running in the opposite direction, and just as he is about to do the same, he hears a girl crying out for help. Goku's instincts kick in, instantly running straight towards a 0-point robot, and running next to him is that green-haired boy again. Goku runs over to the girl who was screaming, lifting the debris off her as he begins to carry her away. Goku then hears a large explosion, turning around as he sees the 0-point robot destroyed and the green-haired boy falling towards the ground at a rapidly increasing speed. Goku then jumps up, catching the green-haired boy as he then lands on the ground, and he carries a pair to Recovery Girl as the exam has just come to an end. Recovery Girl heals both Deku and Uraraka, the three then introducing themselves to each other, and then they all head home, awaiting their results for the UA entrance exams. Eventually, the results arrive, Goku playing the recording intently as he sees All Might on the screen. Goku gets incredibly excited. All Might is the hero he aspires to be. All Might congratulates Goku. He got 60 robot points, along with 60 bonus points known as hero points. All Might then says this means Goku got the highest score in the physical exams, and combining that with his great grades in the written portion of the exam, All Might welcomes Goku to Class 1A in UA High School. Goku jumps up and down in excitement, quickly running to tell his parents the great news. Some time passes, and Goku arrives on the grounds of UA High School for his first day. Goku seeing Izuku at the front entrance, so he quickly runs up to him, and the two would walk to Class 1A together, arriving to the sight of Ida and Bakugo arguing. Tenya Ida then introducing himself to the pair, and right after, Uraraka arrives and greets the two boys who saved her. Izuku blushing profusely, while Goku simply laughs and scratches the back of his head. Out of nowhere, Mr. Aizawa stands up, telling everyone to sit down in a monotone voice. He then says, "They took far too long to settle down. It is unacceptable, and they had better improve." Mr. Aizawa then tells all the students to head down to the changing rooms and get the UAPE kits on. They are going to be doing a quirk test. Some students ask about orientation, but Aizawa simply brushes this off, saying they are not going to waste valuable time on such pointless things. It is his class, and he will run it how he wants. If anyone doesn't like it, then he is happy to expel them. All the students then gulp as they all stand up and begin heading to the changing rooms. All of the students preparing themselves mentally for the challenges they may face. All of Class 1A has just gathered outside, as Mr. Aizawa has told them they are going to be doing a quirk test. Mr. Aizawa then says that since Goku got the high score in the entrance exam, he'll be going first. Goku then steps forward in his PE uniform, and Mr. Aizawa hands him a small ball. Mr. Aizawa then simply tells Goku to throw the ball as far as you can, using your quirk. Goku says alright, and he then gets in and starts to throw the ball. Goku then launches the ball into the air. However, as he does, Mr. Aizawa activates his quirk, his hair standing up, but to Mr. Aizawa's complete shock, it seems his quirk didn't work on Goku. But that doesn't make any sense. Goku didn't have a mutation quirk. Mr. Aizawa looks at the device which says the distance the ball went, and he reads it out. 1,418.9 meters. All the students cheer, some of them saying that this is going to be so fun. Mr. Aizawa quickly snaps, saying, "It won't be fun when the person with the lowest score gets expelled, now will it?" All the students then shriek, as they then go through all the different tests. Since Goku is the most physically fit, and he can use his supposed strength quirk with great versatility, he ends up getting the highest score. And just like normal, Deku loses. Deku begins to panic. However, just as Mr. Aizawa is about to speak, Goku cuts him off, saying if he expels Deku, then he is leaving along with him. He has seen the dedication Deku has, and he has just as much of a chance of becoming a hero as he does. Mr. Aizawa smirks, saying, "The person in last place was never going to be expelled. It was just a logical ruse to make everyone try their hardest. But clearly, that didn't work, Goku. I could tell you was holding back, and if you hold back in my class again, then there will be consequences." Goku scratches the back of his head, realising he was caught out, and all of his classmates look in shock, as he was holding back and still got the most points. Mr. Aizawa then glares at Todoroki, saying, "The same applies to you as well." Todoroki then looking away, and acting like he couldn't hear his teacher. Mr. Aizawa then walks off, being stopped by All Might, as he states that Aizawa most certainly was planning on expelling the student that came in last, but he saw young Midoriya's potential as well, didn't he? Aizawa scoffs, denying this, and saying, "It is a little early to pick favourites. He saw all of the students there have potential." Aizawa then walks away, and All Might looks towards all the students, knowing Aizawa is right, though there's certainly one individual other than Midoriya who stands out to him. A couple of days later, Class 1A is waiting for the next lesson, as they hear very large stomping noises coming from outside. The door then slams open, All Might jumping in and shouting, "I am here!" All the students cheer, as the number one hero All Might is going to be teaching them, and All Might then presses a button, and multiple shelves of suitcases pop out. All Might then tells all the fledgling heroes to grab their hero outfits and head to the changing rooms. The students doing so, and once everyone is finished getting changed, All Might begins to explain the heroes vs villains battle, and while he does, Deku asks Goku a question. "Isn't that just the outfit Goku is wearing in the entrance exam?" Goku nods, saying his parents made him this gi for his 15th birthday, and because of his martial arts skill, his hero suit needs to be flexible, so he just decided that he would use this as his hero outfit, at least for now. Tenya Ida tells the pair to pay attention, as All Might explains the rules, and he then begins to select the teams for the first battle. The hero team being Midoriya and Uraraka, and the villain team being Goku and Bakugo. Goku and Bakugo are waiting for the round to begin. Goku realises there's no point in explaining his strategy to Bakugo, as he simply won't listen, so he silently thinks of a plan, using his teammates' rash nature to his advantage. The round begins. Bakugo instantly running out of the door as he wants to have a one-on-one battle with Deku. Goku expected this, and knowing Midoriya, he'll most likely tell Uraraka to attempt to locate the bomb, and then wait for him to lose Bakugo, so they can work together to touch the device. So Goku opens the door to the room which has the bomb inside, then standing on top of the door and awaiting Uraraka's arrival. A short time passes, and he hears footsteps coming towards the room. Uraraka eventually walking in and seeing nobody in the room. She assumes Goku must be trying to look for them, and as she walks into the room, Goku drops down, quickly wrapping her in the capture tape, and the hero team has now went down to only one member. Goku apologises to Uraraka for the cheap tactic. However, he needs to end this match before the battle between Bakugo and Midoriya gets out of control. Goku then runs out of the room, heading into the direction where he hears explosions, and when he arrives, he finds Bakugo frantically looking for Midoriya. Goku then realising that with his teammate gone, Midoriya has no choice but to attempt to go to the bomb, so Goku does the same, arriving in the hallway which has the entrance to the bomb's room, and he comes face to face with Midoriya. Goku cracks his knuckles, saying they should get this over with before Bakugo interrupts them, Midoriya agreeing as the two rush towards each other. Deku attempting to read Goku's moves, however because of Goku's knowledge of multiple different types of martial arts, he can easily change up his style to catch Deku off guard. Goku is easily outclassing Deku, however, Goku wants to test Deku's strength against his own, so he jumps back, allowing Deku to rush towards him with a powerful punch, and Goku jumps forward, and him and Deku clash fists, sending a powerful shockwave throughout the building, and it shakes intensely. Both Goku and Deku's arms are completely purple. Deku's arm would already be damaged by using one for all, but getting hit by Goku's full power punch at the same time just makes the damage that much worse. And Goku doesn't look any better either. Goku chuckles as Deku falls over, knocked out, and only a second later, Goku does the same. However, since Bakugo is still conscious, and the hero team never touched the bomb, the villain team wins. Goku and Deku are quickly taken to Recovery Girl, and then they remain in the nurse's office, while Bakugo just looks stunned. How is Deku so strong? And how does he have a quirk without him realising sooner? Sometime later, Goku and Midoriya wait to see Recovery Girl standing in front of them. She then scolds the two for being so reckless and being so injured. She won't keep healing them if this becomes a common occurrence. Goku and Midoriya apologise profusely, and promise it won't happen again. Recovery Girl then telling them to get some rest, and the two students don't disobey. All Might walks in just as the two fall asleep, and he sighs with relief. Recovery Girl tells All Might how both of them remind her of All Might so much, it is uncanny. But that isn't a good thing. A drop of sweat rolls down All Might's face as he looks at his two students, and All Might couldn't help but wonder what might have happened if he had met Goku instead of Midoriya that fateful day. And that is where we're going to end off this part. All of the students are preparing themselves for their trip to the USJ, and Mr. Aizawa walks over to Goku and Deku who are talking, and Aizawa tells Deku that since his costume was destroyed, he will have to wear his PE uniform to the USJ, while everyone else wears their hero costumes. Deku being fine with this, so after some time passes, and everyone is in their hero costumes on the bus, other than Midoriya whose outfit was completely destroyed in the Heroes vs Villains training battle, all of the students are talking about who has the strongest quirk, and some of them say Todoroki, but others say Goku. Goku's quirk seems just like All Might's, even more so than Midoriya's quirk, since Goku doesn't hurt himself while using his quirk. Todoroki just looks away, not caring about the other students' opinions, as he knows he is the strongest. He has to be. The students then arrive at the USJ. The students meeting the Hero 13, and they all walk inside the USJ, and the students look in awe at the building. It looks so cool. Then, out of nowhere, a giant purple and black portal begins to open, and then a bunch of villains walk out of it. Mr. Aizawa then tells 13 to protect the students and get to the exit, then jumping down and beginning to take on the villains. However, Mr. Aizawa looks in shock when he sees his student Goku jump down alongside him. Mr. Aizawa shouts at Goku to get out of here, but Goku refuses, saying Mr. Aizawa's quirk isn't good for long battles with so many opponents. He won't win alone. Mr. Aizawa knows Goku is right. He could use the help, so he tells Goku fine, but the moment things get out of control, he runs for the door. Goku nods, and then Goku and Mr. Aizawa fight all the weakling villains side by side. Goku's mastery of multiple types of martial arts, along with his immense strength, make it easy for him to take out the C-list villains. Mr. Aizawa is doing far better than he was in canon, thanks to Goku's help, and eventually, the two defeat all of the weak villains, and come face to face with the main two. Aizawa rushing in, and attempting to elbow Shigaraki, however he catches the elbow, and he begins to decay it. Goku then jumps in, kicking Shigaraki in the jaw, and sending him flying back. Shigaraki then laughing, and saying, "I thought Eraserhead was cool, but he needs some help with some dumb kid." Goku smirks, saying if he is the final boss, then he is disappointed, but Shigaraki then begins to uncontrollably laugh. "I'm not the final boss." Goku and Mr. Aizawa then turn around, seeing the Nomu, and the Nomu then punches Goku away, and begins to brutally beat on Eraserhead to Shigaraki's gleeful delight. Goku stands back up, wiping blood from his face, as he rushes towards the Nomu to help Mr. Aizawa, attempting to punch the Nomu, but the Nomu clashes his fist with Goku's, creating a massive shockwave and sending Goku flying back. And Goku feels great pain in his arm, but it isn't broken. The Nomu then continues to beat on Aizawa, Goku watching the entire thing with complete fear and anger at himself for not being able to do anything. The Nomu then goes in for another strike on the pro hero, seemingly being the final blow, but someone catches the punch. It is Goku, his eyes now being a yellow colour, and he harnesses the power of an Uzaru without becoming one. Goku then punches the Nomu back, the Nomu actually being pushed back a great distance, however it seems the attack did no damage. Shigaraki then jumps at Goku from behind, attempting to grab onto his head and decay it, but Goku quickly reacts, turning around and beginning to crouch, and then the image of Bakugo using his explosions appears in his head. For some reason, Goku has the instinct to try replicate this, so he does, but instead of an explosion, a small blue ball of energy appears in his hand, and he hits Shigaraki with it, sending him up into the air where the Nomu quickly jumps and catches him. Shigaraki then looks at his torso, having severe burn marks as Shigaraki begins to scream out of anger, shouting for the Nomu to kill that kid. Deku and his group eventually arrive, watching as Goku and the Nomu trade blows, and they see as Kurogiri appears next to Shigaraki. Deku now has to decide what to do. He can either go and try help Goku, or he can go and try fight the other two villains. Goku looks like he's greatly outmatched, but thanks to his martial arts skill, he's able to dodge a lot of the Nomu's heaviest punches, and land some good punches of his own. Deku then watches, as Shigaraki begins walking to the heavily injured Aizawa. Deku making his choice, as he jumps in and tries to punch Shigaraki. However, a purple and black portal then appears in front of Deku, and Shigaraki's arm comes through it, about to touch Deku's face, however it is hit with another blue ball of energy. Shigaraki, Deku, and Kurogiri look over to Goku, who is heavily injured, but shot the ball of energy with one arm, while blocking a powerful punch by the Nomu with his other. Shigaraki scowls. "Kurogiri, go help the Nomu finish that kid. It is taking too long." Kurogiri is about to do so, but then the USJ doors slam open, and a dominating figure jumps through them, shouting, "I am here!" All Might then jumps down to the fight, punching the Nomu with Goku, who is heavily injured and is fading in and out of consciousness. All Might tells the boy, "He can rest now. He is here, and he will deal with those villains." All Might then begins his battle with the Nomu and Kurogiri, and the following events remain the same, up until everyone returns to school, after they are allowed some time off for a couple of days. Goku walks into the class, and all of the students begin to cheer, to Goku's complete and utter surprise. Yaoyorozu says that Goku was amazing defending Mr. Aizawa, and asks Goku if he is okay. Goku slightly blushes, saying he is fine, and anyone else would have done the same. Deku then walks up to Goku, wanting to ask about what happened to Goku in the USJ. He saw his hair stick up, and his eye colour changed, and he was way stronger than he should have been. Not to mention, he seemingly used a different quirk entirely with whatever that blue energy was. But before he gets a chance, Mr. Aizawa says he wants to speak with Goku in private. Goku agreeing, as him and Mr. Aizawa walk into the corridor alone. Aizawa thanks Goku for saving him. Even though it was reckless, he may not be standing here today if Goku didn't. Mr. Aizawa wants to know what the hell that transformation of Goku's was. Goku tells Aizawa that, being completely honest, he has no idea, but whatever it was, he hasn't been able to tap into it since, and he doesn't think he'll be able to for a while. Aizawa then asks, "How were you able to use another quirk? You created blue balls of energy out of thin air, and for someone with a strength quirk, that shouldn't be possible, not even including your strange transformation." Goku says he is sorry, but yet again, he doesn't know. He just pictured Bakugo's explosions in his head, and he just instinctually tried to replicate it. He doesn't know why, and he doesn't know how he was able to create energy. However, unlike the transformation, he can still use that energy, showing Aizawa as he creates a small ball of energy in his hand and it then dissipates. But Goku then tells Aizawa that he feels like there is more to it. Like, not only can he create energy attacks, but just the fact that he feels like every aspect of him has become stronger because of it, and he believes he may even be able to use that energy in different ways. Aizawa thanks Goku for his time, telling him he can go back into the class and he'll be there shortly. Goku saying okay as he does so. Aizawa stands in the corridor alone, thinking that he will have to keep his eye on Goku and tell Principal Nezu about his discoveries. Maybe even All Might as well. Aizawa then walks back into his class to tell the students about the UA Sports Festival. Aizawa thinking that this will give him the perfect chance to watch Goku. However, this is where we're going to end off this part. Every student in UA gets in their PE uniform as the day of the UA Sports Festival has arrived. Todoroki declares war with both Deku and even Goku. Deku because of his strange relationship with All Might, and Goku because he believes him to be the only obstacle between him and the winning position. Bakugo in the background gets furious, as he is yet again being looked down on. Well, they will all see. He will be the one to win this sports festival. We now head to the first round of the sports festival, the obstacle course race. Todoroki would end up freezing a 0-point robot and taking the lead as per normal, but when Todoroki turns around, he sees Goku right on his tail, with Bakugo and a few others behind him. Goku then watches as Todoroki easily slides across the rope to the second part, and Goku knows he can make it across by running over the ropes, but there will be many people who could get across faster than him, including Bakugo, who is right behind him. Goku keeps running until he reaches the edge, but instead of running on the ropes, he decides to take a leap of faith, and he jumps into the hole next to it. The announcer screams into the mic, not knowing what the student was doing. However, the entire crowd begins to cheer as they see Goku flying up from the hole. Goku sees Uraraka, winking as he got the idea from her Quirk, and he then flies over the stage with ease. Now arriving at the final stage, where he sees Todoroki approaching the end. Goku flies as fast as he can, now being beside Todoroki as Bakugo arrives beside them as well. The three of them fighting for the first place position, but the three of them look in shock as Midoriya blasts past them on a piece of a 0-point robot, using the minefield to blast himself forward, and he wins the obstacle course race. Goku coming in second place, with Todoroki in third and Bakugo in fourth. Shigaraki watches this happen on a computer, and he begins to scratch his neck. This sprat just keeps getting stronger. Aizawa watches from the announcer box, and he is suspicious. Goku's newly discovered energy quirk seems to have adapted. He remembers Goku saying he thought it could be used in different ways, but the ability to fly was not what he was expecting. But that does actually remind him of a student in a higher year of UA. We now head to the cavalry battle. Goku replacing Tokiyami on Deku's team, and because of his newly unlocked ability to fly, along with the jetpack that Hatsume made, they are easily able to evade the other teams, and they end the round with their team being in first. So everyone else in the finals remains as per normal, other than Goku replacing Tokiyami, meaning he will face off against Momo. The two having some attraction towards each other, so even though Goku does end up winning their battle, he tries his best not to hurt her, and still lets her land some attacks to make her look good. Momo did notice this, and after the round comes to an end, she thanks Goku, blushing as she does, and she then walks away. Deku and Todoroki have their battle as per usual, forcing Todoroki to use his fire side, and we now head to the battle between Goku and Bakugo. Bakugo starts the battle, with shooting a flurry of explosions at Goku. Goku using his Ki Blast to counter them, but Bakugo uses the smoke created by the collisions as cover for him to blast into the sky, and shoot a massive explosion down at Goku. Goku flies towards Bakugo, grabbing his two arms to prevent Bakugo from moving them. Goku then headbutts Bakugo, making Bakugo's nose bleed, but Bakugo then aims his hands at Goku, blasting him with a powerful explosion in the face and sending Goku back. Goku and Bakugo both land back on the ground of the stage, staring at each other with a great intensity. Bakugo is infuriated that Goku got stronger by learning from his quirk, and he will prove that his power is superior. Bakugo rushes towards Goku once again, charging up the most powerful explosion he can muster, and Goku rushes towards Bakugo with a ball of Ki in his hand, the two clashing in the middle of the stage, and creating a huge gust of smoke, and making a massive shockwave. The smoke clears, and Bakugo is laying out of the ring. Goku is also outside of the ring, however he is slightly hovering above the ground, meaning Goku wins and moves on to the final round. Goku and Todoroki both enter the arena, the crowd cheering as the final round is about to begin. The round commences, with Todoroki sending a giant wave of ice towards Goku, Goku punching the ice and it breaks on impact. Unlike with Todoroki's fight against Bakugo, Todoroki decides he will actually use his fire against Goku, proving once and for all that he is stronger with his fire. Not his father's, his. Goku continues punching through Todoroki's ice, Todoroki then attacking Goku with a blast of fire, and Goku narrowly dodges the blast, but Goku then gets an idea. Goku continues to dodge both Todoroki's fire and ice attacks, Goku eventually jumping back, and he decides to test out his idea. Goku puts all of the energy in his body into the palms of his hands, Goku then cupping his hands as a blue ball of energy appears within them. Todoroki looks in shock, but then smirks, saying if Goku will break his limits, then so will he. Half of Todoroki's body then bursts into flames, as the giant ball of fire appears in his hand. Todoroki then using all of his concentration and energy, also pushing past an invisible barrier in his mind, and the other half of his body is covered in ice, and in his other hand, a giant ball of ice forms. Todoroki is in immense pain, and he knows for a fact he won't be able to pull something like this off again for a while, but this is his only chance at winning. The entire arena begins to shake at the sheer display of power from Goku and Todoroki, and as Goku pours the last of his energy into the ball of energy in his hands, he fires a beam. Todoroki firing his consecutive ice and fire blasts at the same time, and the attacks clash at epic proportions. All the pro heroes look in shock, as these two students are emitting so much power. Endeavour laughing, and shouting for his son to finish that brat off, and Goku hears all of his friends cheer him on from the stands. Deku, Ida, Uraraka, and finally, he hears Momo shouting that he can't lose now. He eliminated her, so the least he can do is win this. Goku shouts, "Full power!" as his beam overpowers Todoroki's attack, and Todoroki puts a barrier of ice up at the last second to brace for the impact. Todoroki is then knocked out of the ring, and completely unconscious, meaning Goku is the winner of the UA Sports Festival. And this is where we're going to end off this part. All of the students of Class 1A are sitting in their seats, as Mr. Aizawa pulls up the amount of internship requests each student has. Goku has the most requests, because of the amazing spectacles he made in the sports festival, along with actually winning it. However, Todoroki is still really close behind, thanks to Endeavour's influence, and Todoroki still did come second place in the sports festival. Everyone else decides to go to the same agency as usual, but with Goku, Aizawa gave him a suggestion. Aizawa introduces Goku to Nejire, from the big three of UA, as he saw a lot of similarities between their energy quirks, and he thought that Nejire would be able to help Goku have an even better control and versatility with it. Aizawa tells Goku that she is currently doing a business study in the Ryukyu agency, and if Goku wants to get stronger with his energy quirk, that might be a good option. Goku agreed as soon as he heard he could get stronger, so he joins the Ryukyu agency, and after he puts on his new and improved hero costume, since the old one was destroyed in the USJ incident, Nejire begins to show Goku what she can do with her quirk, and Goku begins to imitate it. However, what Goku doesn't know is Aizawa also gave this suggestion in order for Nejire to keep her eye on Goku. Aizawa trusts Nejire as she is part of the big three, and he believes there is something off about Goku. It doesn't seem like he has a half and half quirk like Todoroki, as neither of his parents have those quirks. So how can he have multiple? And that isn't even including that strange transformation Aizawa watched Goku use, and nearly fight the Nomu to a stalemate with. Deku also got the idea of full cowling from Goku. Deku remembering Goku talking about his energy being spread out through his body. However, other than that, nothing interesting really happens. There's still the fight against Stain, with Deku, Todoroki and Ida, but that doesn't change, so we're going to move on to the final exam. Goku and Momo have been getting a lot closer, and the teachers realise this, so they specifically put them on different teams, and as long as Goku doesn't face All Might, he would win against his teacher, and luckily, he doesn't. So Goku finishes the exam, and we now head to the forest training arc. Goku choosing to wear his hero costume at the training camp, so he can get more experience wearing it. The bus stops on top of a mountain, and when all the students exit, they are introduced to the wild pussycats, and shortly after, they are all sent tumbling into the forest. Goku knows he could easily just fly over the forest, however that clearly isn't the point, so he fights through the forest along with his other classmates, eventually arriving at their training camp, and things remain practically the same, other than Goku is the one who flies up and prevents Mineta from looking over the wall at the girls. And when everybody is assigned their training methods, Goku is left for last, and Aizawa tells Goku that his goal is to unlock that transform state he used in the USJ once again. Goku needs to try emulate whatever emotion he used to access that power, and try to gain control of that transformation. He also wants Goku to increase his regular strength, along with how much of his energy he can fire out. And finally, he wants Goku to increase his flying speed. Goku says that sounds like a lot more than most of his classmates have to do. But Aizawa simply says that even though Goku is the winner of the USJ Sports Festival, he still has the most room to improve, because of the new abilities he is discovering. Goku nods, and he goes off to begin his training, Aizawa watching and contemplating. Nejire told him that Goku seems like a great hero in training, and very eager to learn, but Aizawa thinks there's still something off about him. And he isn't the only hero that noticed this. We now head to the evening, where people are doing the bravery test. Goku, Momo and Deku are all talking when they hear a large explosion. Deku quickly rushing off to go find Koda, while Goku and Momo go to try find Mr. Aizawa. But while they are looking for him, they encounter Darby. Darby smirks, saying into an earpiece that he's found the kids, and he then tells the kids that they are coming with him. So how about they make things easy and just give up? Goku cracks his knuckles, telling Momo to run and find Mr. Aizawa while he handles this guy. Momo saying she can help, and Goku says he knows she can, but she can help more people if she finds Mr. Aizawa. Momo knows Goku is right, so she reluctantly says fine as she runs away. Darby smirking, and thinking that things just got a whole lot easier, and he then shoots his blue flames at Goku. Goku quickly jumping out of the way and flying into Darby, punching him in the gut, and he sends Darby flying into a tree. Goku then looks at Darby, though Goku looks confused as Darby seems to be completely made out of mush. But before Goku can do anything, Mr. Compress traps him in a marble, and he tells his teammates that they got the main one, now they just need the girl. Deku finishes his fight with Muscular the same way as normal, and he brings Koda to Aizawa, then warning Aizawa that the villains are here for Goku and Momo, and he tells Aizawa that the villain he was fighting started laughing and told him that they've already got Goku. Aizawa has a panicked expression on his face. Deku then running off and looking for Momo, and he's only able to find her just as she is turned into a marble by Mr. Compress. Deku then looks in shock, as Mr. Compress is holding not 2 marbles, but 3, and as Mr. Compress begins to walk backwards through a portal along with the other villains, Deku jumps out, narrowly grabbing one of the marbles as the portal closes. Bakugo then appears outside of the marble, screaming in frustration as he was tricked by that bozo. But secretly, Bakugo is also feeling a kind of survivor's guilt, as he was the only one who was saved from being captured. Deku then faints, Bakugo carrying him to the main camp, and he remorsefully says that Goku and Momo were taken. Aizawa slams his fist into the ground, partly blaming himself. If he wasn't so suspicious of Goku, maybe he could have done more. Goku's eyes open. Goku realizes he is tied to a chair, and he looks around and he sees he is in a bar. Goku then glares forward, seeing all of the League of Villains members, and Shigaraki walks up to Goku, maniacally laughing as he says, "Long time no see, kid." And that is where we're going to end off this part. Goku glares at Shigaraki, instantly breaking out of his restraints and gripping the villain by his throat. Shigaraki then laughs, saying, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." Then pointing behind him, where Goku sees Momo tied to a chair, and Darby holding her hair, ready to ignite his flames. Goku lets go of Shigaraki, Shigaraki then holding his throat as oxygen begins to flow through his lungs once again. Goku looks at Momo softly, telling her that she's going to be okay, without even saying a word. Goku then asks Shigaraki what he wants, and the villain begins to maniacally laugh. "If it was up to me, then you would be dead, but my master wants to keep you alive." Goku snickers, asking if his master wants him to join their little group, but Shigaraki then begins to laugh even harder. Goku asks Shigaraki why he is laughing, but before he can get an answer, a group of heroes slam through the wall, quickly detaining all of the villains, and Goku quickly runs to Momo. But then, the villains, along with Momo and himself, are teleported to a different location, where Goku comes face to face with All For One. The other villains and Momo then appear shortly after, All For One then slowly walking up to Goku. On the other side of the wall, we see Midoriya, Todoroki, Ida, Kirishima and Bakugo all frozen in fear after what they just witnessed. But now, Goku and Momo are here as well. Deku is determined to go save them, but Ida puts his arm in front of Midoriya, not letting him go. Goku is about to get into his fighting stance, but he knows he can't fight back, because even though Momo no longer has any restraints, she is still their hostage. All For One says Goku has promise, however his quirk is just too useful not to take. All For One then grabs Goku's face, lifting him into the air, and he activates his quirk. But to All For One's complete shock, nothing happens. All For One mutters that Goku is quirkless, but then All For One throws Goku to the side and he catches the punch from All Might, who has just arrived from the sky. Goku then looks up, realising all the villains were flung back, so Goku quickly dashes to Momo, grabbing her and throwing her into the air. He could sense his friends were near and isn't surprised as he watches them from above, grabbing Momo and fleeing the scene. Goku then watches as the League of Villains are being teleported away, and as they try and take Goku with them, Goku transforms into Ikari and negates the teleportation. His training at the training camp paid off, and using the rage for the villains threatening Momo's life, he was able to access Ikari once again. But it seems different this time. More controlled. More powerful. Goku then looks and sees All Might is losing to All For One, and he jumps into the fight. All Might telling Goku to run, but Goku refuses to leave. He won't let All Might die. All Might can't help but smile at the kid's determination, and while he fights alongside Goku, he realises that Goku is keeping up with him. No, surpassing him. All For One is on the back foot, and he begins to have a mental breakdown. It doesn't make sense. This brat is quirkless. How? It doesn't make any sense. However, without giving him a moment to think, Goku punches All For One in the face, breaking his mask and sending him back. All For One gets back up, enraged, and he rushes back at the pair, trying to hit Goku, but All Might blocks a blow, using the final embers of All For One, while Goku's hair spikes up and turns golden for a short moment, while All Might and Goku consecutively punch All For One, knocking the villain out as the battle comes to an end. Goku is in his base form, heavily exhausted, and All Might is in his weakened state, one thrall leaving his body as All Might internally bids it farewell. All Might then points towards the camera, saying, "It's your turn!" and all of Japan begins to cheer. However, Midoriya is the only one who truly understands what these words mean. Goku was given a hero license, meaning he didn't have to take part in the exams, and when everyone is coming up with their super moves, Goku finally names the Kamehameha and invents the Dragon Fist, using All Might's United States of Smash as inspiration. With us swiftly moving through that, we now have Class 1A choosing business studies. By this time, Goku and Momo would be officially dating, and when Mirio takes on Class 1A, he's impressed by Deku like normal, but he is even more surprised when he's actually caught by Goku and slammed into the ground. Mirio would tell Goku and Deku to both come to Night Eye's agency, and the two would agree to do so, and Goku would recommend Momo to go to the Ryuko agency. Apparently Uraraka and Froppy are going there as well, and he had a great time when he was there before. Momo would actually like this idea, so while she goes to the Ryuko agency, Goku and Deku go to Sir Night Eye, and after they both impress All Might's former disciple, Goku especially, Sir Night Eye accepts him into his agency. So Goku is there when Mirio and Deku first encounter Overhaul and Eri. Eri running to Goku as she saw him on TV with All Might, and Overhaul would realise this as well. However, he would play dumb, and Goku, with heavy remorse, is forced to let Eri go back with Overhaul. Things from here remain fairly the same, other than Goku and Momo being involved in the mission to go save Eri. But things begin to change when they all arrive at the villain's base. Goku and Momo would enter the base, along with the others, and this time, instead of just Mirio rushing ahead, so would Goku, and the two would arrive to confront Overhaul. Mirio would begin to face Overhaul alone, and Goku knows Mirio is much better suited to face Overhaul, so he goes over to Eri, but before he gets to her, he hears Mirio scream in pain. Goku turns around and he sees Mirio standing in front of him. He blocked a Quirk erasing bullet from hitting Goku, not knowing Goku didn't have a Quirk anyway, so even if the bullet did hit him, it would have been ineffective. Mirio then tells Goku to protect Eri as he begins to face Overhaul once again, becoming heavily injured until Sir Nightai arrives and he begins to take on Overhaul himself, while Goku tends to Mirio's injuries. Nightai gets impaled as Deku and Momo arrive, and when Deku and Momo go to face Overhaul, Goku knows he has to step in, telling Eri to stay with Mirio as he goes to help. Goku flies towards the fight, but he then stops, frozen in shock as he watches Overhaul touch Momo and her body explodes. Deku is heavily injured, and Overhaul convinces the terrified Eri to come with him before more people die. Deku looks back at the paralysed Goku, shouting for him to do something, and this is where we're going to end off this part. Time stands still. Goku is looking down at the ground, infinitely repeating the events of Momo's death in his mind. And now, Overhaul is going to take Eri too. Why didn't he get involved sooner? He knows he could have. He should never have let Mirio take on Overhaul. He should never have let Sir Nightai take on Overhaul. He should never have let Deku and Momo take on Overhaul. Goku's hair spikes up and turns golden, just like it did against All For One. However, this time, he isn't just getting a glimpse of the transformation. No, he is the Super Saiyan. Time resumes, and Goku instantly rushes towards Overhaul and punches him into the sky, leaving Eri for Deku to come and save. Goku begins to hit Overhaul around in the air, Overhaul growing in strength. However, it doesn't even matter, because Goku is so far ahead of Overhaul that the growth in power doesn't change a thing. Overhaul punches Goku, Goku not even blocking the attack, and it doesn't even affect him, and he then kicks Overhaul in the jaw, sending him flying back. Goku then follows Overhaul in the air, kicking him up even higher, and Goku then powers up a Kamehameha and he fires it at the villain. Overhaul only narrowly surviving the attack due to his incredible durability. Overhaul begins to fall towards the ground, Goku reaching him and slamming him into the ground to speed up the process. Goku lands on the ground next to the heavily injured Overhaul. Goku then lifting Overhaul to his feet and then punching him across the face repeatedly. Every time Overhaul falls down, Goku lifts him back up and punches him again. Goku goes for the final punch, aiming directly for Overhaul's jaw, but then Deku steps in the way and catches the punch, Eri being on Deku's back and allowing him to use 100% of One For All. Deku is looking into Goku's eyes, trying to hold back Goku's fist. However, Goku is pushing Deku's fist back, Goku's anger fueling him until he sees the terrified face of Eri, and Goku finally snaps out of his bloodlust and he reverts to his base form. Deku lets go of Goku's fist, Aizawa then using his quirk to stop Eri from using hers. Goku then looks down at Overhaul. Goku finally beginning to deal with his grief, and is now more sad than angry. Overhaul is barely alive. However, he faintly mutters, "I can bring her back." Goku becomes enraged once again, powering up into Super Saiyan and shouting for Overhaul to not lie to him. But Overhaul says, "I have no reason to lie. Spare my life, and I can save hers." Goku reverts to base form once again, bringing Overhaul to where he ended Momo's life, and he aims a ball of ki at Overhaul's back, making sure he doesn't use this chance to escape. Overhaul then outstretches his hand, putting Momo back together, and to Goku's complete shock, Overhaul wasn't lying. Momo is standing there, terrified, and having no idea what just happened. Remember, Overhaul actually can do this, because he did the exact same thing with Rappa multiple times. Goku runs to Momo, hugging her as the pro heroes and police come and arrest Overhaul. Momo then asking Goku what happened, but with tears in his eyes, Goku tells Momo that he will tell her everything later. We now head to Sir Nightai in his hospital bed. Sir Nightai is talking to Deku, Mirio and Goku, and Goku is profusely apologising through tears that he should have helped Sir Nightai. It's all his fault. Sir Nightai will put his hand on Goku's shoulder, telling the boy that none of this is his fault. He wanted Goku not to intervene. If he did, then either Eri or Mirio could have died. He is content with this outcome. He has accepted his fate. The three students then leave with tears in their eyes, and All Might steps in, and he begins to say his goodbyes to Sir Nightai. That remaining almost the same, other than Sir Nightai also adds that his students have potential. He believes All Might made the right decision in choosing Deku, but Goku, he is truly remarkable. He has a kind heart, but also a burning rage locked within. And when he tried to look into Goku's future, something strange happened. He believes that has something to do with that energy Goku possesses, but instead of seeing Goku's future, he believes he saw a glimpse of Goku's past. Him as a baby, in some kind of spacecraft, with what he believes are his parents sending him away. But before Sir Night Eye can say anything else about his visions, he succumbs to his injuries, and his life comes to an end. All Might looks down in sorrow at his old disciple and friend's death, but those visions he had, he must look into them. For Sir Night Eye he must. Days would pass. All Might has been looking diligently into Goku's records, but things don't add up. The main thing being, Goku has no birth certificate, which All Might does understand that if Goku was adopted, then his name could have been changed. However, there are also no records of Goku's parents adopting him. Goku is outside of UA, and is meditating when All Might walks up to him, and All Might asks him if they can talk. Goku stops his meditation, and he says sure, gesturing for All Might to speak, and then All Might scratches the back of his head. All Might says that he doesn't know how to tell Goku this, but he isn't from around here. Goku looks confused, asking All Might what he means, but then All Might says that Goku doesn't come from this planet. Goku with a shocked expression on his face, but All Might continues, saying that there's no record of Goku ever being born, no record of Goku's parents ever even having a child, and there's also no record of them adopting a child. Not only that, but there's also no record of any quirk even remotely similar to Goku's. It is like he has a plethora of quirks, all combined into one, which has never been seen before. And after they did an X-ray scan of Goku, they realised that he should in fact be quirkless. Goku tears up, and before All Might can say another word, Goku flies off, having conflicting emotions about what he just heard, but all he knows is he needs time to think. All Might looks down and sighs, knowing he could have told Goku that in a better way. However, Aizawa comes from behind All Might and puts his hand on his shoulder, saying, "The kid deserved to know. Maybe you could have been told in a better way, but at least he knows now, and we will be here ready for him, when he is ready for us." All Might solemnly nods, and the two walk inside UA. And we now head to Goku, who is sitting on a bench that overlooks the cliff of a mountain while the sun begins to set. Goku is staring into the distance, pondering about his entire life when he hears someone walking behind him. It's Momo, and she sits on the bench next to Goku, and she tells Goku that All Might told her everything. Goku looks at Momo, saying his entire life has been a lie. For as long as he can remember, he's always wanted to be a hero, and he always wanted to improve his quirk. But now, not only does he not have a quirk, but he's an alien, a monster. Momo grabs Goku's hands, telling Goku to not call himself that. He isn't a monster, and he will become a great hero along with all of their classmates. Hell, he fought alongside All Might to take down the biggest villain Japan has ever seen. Goku softly smiles, thanking Momo, and the two then hug, as the sun finally sets. Inside of a dark lab, a bald scientist is walking through the lab, laughing as he talks to himself. "I'm so glad that All For One ditched the idea of using Tomura as his vessel, because with that brat's DNA, I will make him the perfect vessel." Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to like, comment, and please do subscribe. It is quick and easy to do. Make sure to comment down below a series you would like to see me do next, and I hope to see you all in the next video.